Starting a Pilates business can be both satisfying and nerve-wracking. As a Pilates business owner, you know you need to prioritize yourself in order to be able to have an amazingly successful business. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 tips for new Pilates business owners to ensure that you have an amazingly successful Pilates business journey. So tip number one is focus. Why focus? The journey to becoming a Pilates business owner can be so overwhelming. You will have so many things in your head that you know you have to prioritize, and somehow you think that you need to do it all at the same time. So important to start practicing some mindfulness and looking after yourself to have that clarity in order to make the right business decisions. A lot of business decisions at the very beginning are taken because you're following the advice of someone who perhaps has not built a Pilates studio, or perhaps you are wanting to copy a competitor and their journey will be very different to yours, and you are not quite sure of how you're going to be doing it because you've never done it before and you have absolutely no idea. So focusing and getting more clarity is very important. Tip number two is getting your pricing right. Don't fall into the trap of undercharging your clients when you first start, when you open your Pilates business, for fear of not being good enough or self-confidence, etc. You really need to make sure that you get the right pricing at the very first time. It's so much harder to raise your prices once you have been established. So if you're still not sure of charging the right amount for your clients, set your pricing high at the beginning and then offer an introductory offer, an introductory discount of perhaps a percentage discount of the original price. And then when you feel ready and you feel confident, you can always get rid of that discount and then you go back to that original price. But don't start with a low price and then start discounting that, because it's going to be so much harder for you to change that in the long run. Tip number three is going to be blocking time off from the very beginning. And I'm going to say this lovingly, I have got burnt out 3 times in my Pilates business career, and I really don't want that to happen to you. So blocking time off at the very, very beginning when you first start is going to really help you sustain a good wellness for yourself and sustain a very good business. It's easier to do it early and make adjustments as you go along than try to take days off when you've been working 6 to 7 days a week for a long time. As I said, you don't want to be going into a burnout stage like I have. Tip number 4, which follows on from tip number 3, is to set your schedule from the very beginning. So setting your schedule right and knowing the exact times where you want to be working is really going to help you in the long run. So there's no point of you trying to take in new clients and a schedule and a time where it doesn't suit you, because you're going to really struggle in the long run. Don't slip into filling time slots to fulfill other people's requests. If it doesn't fit into your own time slot, then do not accept it. And it can be very hard at the beginning of your Pilates business career, because then you're going to think I'm losing money. But it's about educating your clients and to respect you and to understand that these are the times you're working and they will need to fit into the times that you've got available. You know you will be able to fill them up. Just trust it. Do not become a slave to your schedule. The number of Pilates teachers that I know have been teaching for a number of years now and actually despise the fact that they can't go out during the week on a weeknight, or they can't go out with their friends because they can't have a drink in the evening during the week because they know they've got a very early class in the morning. And having that in your mind, that you knowing that you're despising the fact that you've got so many schedules, so many clients, then it's really not helping you create the dream business, the business of your dreams. You know you want to be running a sustainable business by creating a schedule that is comfortable for you, that you know you can work with, and then trust the fact that the clients will fit into that schedule. You will fill it. You will fill it, because if somebody really wants to work with you, they will come in those times. If you've got people who are just going to be arguing a fact about coming at a specific time, or it's not convenient for them, then really they are not a great match for you. So trust yourself and trust your schedule. And another tip that's relative to setting your schedule is actually taking time off and scheduling your time off in the schedule. Make sure you have plenty of breaks to be able to recharge yourself, to be able to be of service for your clients. Tip number 5 is plow your own furrow. What does that mean? Stay in your lane. What does that mean? It means just focus on your business. Don't look at what other people are doing. Don't try and look at your competition, because they are not in your life. They don't have the same schedule. They don't have the same private commitments. They don't have the same priorities. So really and truly, if you want to have a successful Pilates business, just literally stay in your lane. Just focus on your future, your dream business, your future steps, and taking the right measures to be able to progress within your means. Be passionate, have self-belief, and do your own thing. Bring your own personality to the business, be yourself, and interact. Interact with customers, interact with other Pilates teachers, interact with other wellness providers, and that's going to help you bloom into your business. No need for you to be looking out there and see what other competitors are doing. Tip number 6 is going to be making sure that you have a good budget, specifically a budget to cover for your expenses and taxes. Now, expenses are relatively the same within the Pilates realm. So you would know that you've got the same expenses whether you're running a business in one country or another. But then with regards to your taxes, you need to have a really good financial advisor. Speak to your financial advisor about the taxes that you need to pay for when you are running your business. Now, I know some countries and some states that have actually taxes on everything from the cleaning products all the way up to their sales and their personal tax. But you really need to have a good idea of what your net profit is going to be, or budgeted net profit is going to be, to know whether you're going to be breaking even. So understanding this business plan, having a business plan, understanding your taxes, understanding your expenses, will give you a better idea of what turnover you need to be making, what sales you need to be making to have a profitable business. Tip number 7 is all about deals. Rather, not giving deals to people who are classing themselves as friends or maybe family, and anyone who you fancy giving a deal to. Why? I'm not saying that you shouldn't be giving a deal or giving a special discount for friends and family if that's the way you want to go. But at the end of the day, you are here to run a business. So, and you need to be profitable, and you need to make sure you earn enough income to sustain these deals that you're giving. So if you're really wanting to give deals to your friends and to your family, then perhaps have a set budget of deals that you want to give in the month. So rather than saying, okay, I'm going to offer a ton of deals for my friends and my families and then get them into the studio because you want to fill in your classes, then not having enough space for high-paying clients that want to use the same space, want to take that same time, allocate that same time. So really and truly, you're losing money by allocating time to people you're giving deals to. Tip number 8 is all about boundaries. Now, boundaries can take effect on many different things with regards to your business. The first thing would be your pricing. I've just mentioned about giving deals to your friends and family and anyone you wish to give a deal to. Then really make sure that you have the right boundaries when it comes to your pricing, and stand firm, stand your ground with anyone who tries to negotiate your prices. And boundaries are also relevant to your time, to your schedule. They're also relevant to someone who comes to you and says, could you do a session at 5 o'clock in the morning? And you know that you absolutely don't function at 5 o'clock in the morning. You need to start learning to say no. And there's many ways of you just expressing the fact that you can't do it at that time, and you can offer us another specific time. But setting these clear boundaries are going to set you up perfectly for the future, because then you're not going to end up burnt out. Another thing that your boundaries are relevant to are late cancellations. Over the 20 years I've been in the industry, I've seen so many people come up with excuses ridiculous excuses about canceling the last minute, and they're still expecting to make up the class or take the class. And you just have to understand that it's just going to happen over and over again, especially if one person gets away with it once, they're going to continue to do it over and over again. So setting clear boundaries over your late cancellations and making sure that you give them that clear identification of when they need to be canceling their session by. So clarify your cancellation is going to be 24 hours, and if you don't cancel within those 24 hours, within the 24 hours time frame, then your class is going to be forfeited. Now, there's one thing that I have to add to this. I have one clause in my book, in my rules, and that goes like this. You get one get out of jail free card, and then you know the rules. So I let them break the boundary, if I may, for the first time, and then I make it very, very clear to them. I say, look, it's shown in the booking system, it's shown in the studio, you got it printed on the wall. These are the cancellation terms. And you also get it within your booking. When you get your booking email, it tells you, please understand, we have a 24-hour cancellation fee. People will always try to take advantage of that. But if you clarify that, then they know and they're clear. They know that the next time they're going to do it, they're going to get charged for it. And the other thing you need to be aware of with regards to boundaries is becoming friends with clients. See, when you start mixing business with pleasure and you start crossing over that boundary, and let's face it, it happens to all of us. Because if you are an empath, and most of us are, you want to help people, then obviously people are going to take a huge liking to you. They're going to want to work with you, and then they want to invite you to their home, they want to invite you to their parties, and you want to develop relationships. And it's brilliant, it's great to develop relationships. But make sure that if you are in the studio, if you're talking business, you're talking shop, you keep the shop rules. You don't bring your friendship from outside the studio into the studio. So you make it clear from the very, very beginning, you're very transparent, and everybody's knowing where they're at. So there's no misunderstandings in the future that people get upset for expectations just because things were not clear at the beginning. Tip number 10 is start to build your tribe. Now, what does this mean? This doesn't relate only to your clients. It doesn't relate only to your fans. It doesn't relate to your social media fans or your clients. This also relates to your staff. Now you say, well, I'm only just starting my business. I don't need any staff just yet. I don't have money. I can't afford to pay for staff. No, but start looking out for people who will be amazing staff for you. It doesn't need to be people who are teachers. It doesn't need to be staff who are going to be teaching. It could be somebody that's going to be helping you along the way in running the business. So it could be anyone that could be doing HR work, administration work, marketing for you, whatever it might be. Just keep an eye and keep a lookout for the people you want to build a relationship with to help you build your business. So together you'll build an amazingly successful business. Starting a Pilates business can be both rewarding and extremely demanding. Prioritizing tasks, setting boundaries, and looking after yourself are all very important things to be doing if you want to run a very successful business. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please hit the like, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified every time I upload a video online. And if you do like my channel and like the content that I'm putting out there, you are very welcome to join me live. I can work live with you on the number of retreats that I run throughout the year on the Costa Blanca in Spain. The next retreat, incidentally, is going to be happening in July 2023. And if you want to find out a little bit more about learning how to run your business, technical tips on teaching Pilates, tips on running your business, marketing tips, branding tips, admin tips, anything to do with running your Pilates business, we will be discussing in our Pilates retreat. So if you want to know a little bit more about the next upcoming retreat, hit the link below and contact me. Until my next video, goodbye guys.